10 teams, suggesting that Europe has become the Confederation squeezed hardest by the reform, even though they have the most teams at the World Cup. I don't know how this makes sense to anybody. The numbers align. CAF will have 9 automatic places. UEFA will have 16. 16. CONMEBOL retains 6, plus a playoff slot, and CONCACAF, AFC, and OFC each gain ground under the 2023 reforms. But Gattuso's framing, delivered at a tense moment of a nation desperate to avoid another qualification failure, landed badly. The King Ajo. Europe will have 16 slots at the World Cup. But Gattuso is complaining about Africa's 9.
When I heard this, I mean, offhand, you feel bad as an African hearing him say this. But before I even tackle Gattuso, of course, I don't agree with what he said. I asked myself this question: why have we not won the World Cup yet as a continent? What is stopping us from winning the World Cup?
France took our players and won it. It shows we can.
and how do our players perform for their club sides when they represent Africa? They do so well. They leave statements. They do everything they have to do. Then I had an answer in my head. I asked myself, infrastructure. And how they take juvenile football serious. So can we ever win a World Cup? Which country is going to do it for us? Which coach? Which player? Africa country versus, let's say, a Brazil, Argentina, final, penalty. Africa makes history. When is it going to happen? I didn't even think about what he said. I didn't go there straight. Do we deserve to win a World Cup or even make a final? The World Cup has been going on for so many years, guys, and we've never even made a final representation. It's a problem. Can we blame ourselves? Probably yes. Why are we not doing it? Is it inferiority complex? Are we not confident enough that we can do it too? What is stopping us from winning the World Cup? Can't we do it? We can. What are they doing different that we can't do here? Maybe they will beat us with the machines and the materials they have, the infrastructure, but we can also do it equally. Now we have 9 slots. We are going. Those who are going, we have some average teams going, average nations going, but Morocco. Let me add Ghana. No, I can't. We are not even serious friendly matches. Morocco can hold Ghana, can hold Africa, and help us at the Mundial. So when are we going to win the World Cup or even get to the finals? We've made the semis, have we?
Yeah, Morocco.
Yes, Morocco. So now they can do the final.
And I even believe if they had a bit more belief in the semis. And I was one of the people that believe if Ghana had made it into the semi-final of that World Cup in South Africa, we would have gone all the way.
So you see, because let what Gattuso said, take your mind back to what are we doing wrong for even him to start saying these things as a coach, as a football person. He's not right. He shouldn't say this. But go to that angle where at Morocco, a country like Morocco, they will say, okay, now we know our biggest talent is not even football, but when we invest, it can do something. They've invested, they've poured money into their football, and now look at what they are doing on all fronts: women's football, juvenile football, national team. They are doing so well. They've made the semis, they've made history. This kind of World Cup, they don't do well. We still remember that they're the only African country to make the semi-finals. What are we doing? What can we do? Forget about Gattuso. What can we do? Africa One United. What can we do to change the narrative that we can go there and beat the big boys? Because the talent is also equally here. Now they come here and outsource and go back. What are we doing? Now it comes down to like I mentioned for Nigeria, people who don't care about the game, people who don't love the game are controlling the game. When will we get there? When you go there, example, because when you go to Europe or everywhere, wherever, South America, a juvenile coach. Now I keep mentioning that because that is the foundation of our football. A juvenile coach has the passion to stay there and coach for 10 years, and he can mention all the players that's passed through his what.
So let me. Do you know that the England under-19 coach is a Ghanaian?
Last week we spoke about it.
Yeah.
Last week we spoke about it, and we're not aware. We're all ignorant of that.
Yeah.
That fact. And the passion is there. He will get the money. He'll be okay. So he will be there to groom these players and look at what a smooth transition. So you see, my biggest problem, what is killing African football is that the wrong people are handling the football. They are thinking about their stomach. While these Americans, these Europeans, South Americans are thinking about what the passion and bringing out talents. Who told you don't have Estevals in Ghana? Hendrick no nimba bossing why even Achemota. Hendrick no nimba bossing why. We have the players. So before we go and even bash Gattuso, what are we doing? Who is handling our football? Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon. Look at Cameroon now, because Ivory Coast, everybody who is handling the football. Senegal is doing it right. Why are they doing it right? Because now they are availing their self-worth for these foreign people to come in and invest in their football without cheating.
They are building a lot of academies.
Yes. Nobody will sit on money. So don't just be angry at Gattuso. Ask yourself big questions. What are we doing? Africa, when can we do it? What did Morocco do right to get to the semi-finals? What is Senegal doing right that they have that pool of talent that they can call anybody at all to come and play for them? That's the biggest problem. I don't know if they have a meeting, if CAF has a meeting here where he calls all FA heads for a sitting.
They do that.
They do it. How effective is it? That's the biggest problem, Kosi. So it's not about Gattuso. It's not about Gattuso first. When are we winning the World Cup? Because trust me, if South Africa goes to the World Cup, the game, and they win it, we'll all be happy as Africans. I saw that when we used Ghana, what Jan did for us at South Africa. Oh, they were supporting Ghana.
Bagana.
Yes, they were supporting them because it's one Africa. Nobody will cheat you there. Nobody will cheat you at the World Cup. I feel like the World Cup referees are kind of perfect, close to perfection. Nobody will cheat you at the World Cup. So when are we going to see it? Everyday favorites. There's no African country. Why? What kind of perception is that? Where are we going with our football? Are we only going to give them club talent, or we give them the Michaelisians, or we give them the? I think France is taking our place, like you mentioned. But even France, where they are stationed in Europe, it's helping them. Proximity is helping them. They can't mess up because the rest structure is there. When you mention France, Team B, we are all in trouble here. They'll beat last at 15-0.
Team B, Team C.
Okay, thank you. So you see, before
Klaus
just listen to me. Those who are angry at Gattuso, those who are saying Gattuso cannot even coach, Gattuso cannot even. Before you go to Gattuso, let's ask ourselves the honest question, Charlie. When are we going to win the World Cup? Why is he saying that Africans cannot come there in their numbers and do something? Or why is he saying that don't give Africa this kind of number of teams to come to the World Cup? Forget about him. Let's assess ourselves first. Those handling our football, we beg them. We want to win something. Now I see Cape Verde. They are playing some nice football. They are learning from Portugal. It's beautiful. They will do well at the AFCON. They can go to the World Cup and probably make history. Because if they go to the quarters, they've made history for themselves. So let's credit all those who are running the African football well. If Morocco can do it because it's like probably a stable economy, we can also try. There's some countries, Brazil are this stable, like those who do are this stable in terms of like their economy.
I mean, politically, I think they are as troubled as anyone.
Yes,
part of BRICS. So.
Yes, they are not. But the football is saving them. Football, sugarcane, that one I know. They'll pull it out there.
And coffee.
Yes. For you to consume. They'll package Esteval for you. They'll package Henry for Madrid. Look at someone. Right now, Madrid is in trouble. They'll package so Madrid. So Cologne. They'll give you proper. Do you know what this guy did? Chelsea's player Andrew Santos. He was in every big YouTuber's page, sending his YouTube, like his video compilation to them to post. They have a plan. Now, to what Gattuso said, it doesn't make sense. Now, you as a coach, what have you done in your career? Keep quiet, Mr. Man. You've had all the chance in the world to be a good coach. You've used your playing time, your playing days to carve a niche that no, you can become a coach. We've given you teams upon teams. We've not seen any strategy before. I don't go hard on coaches, but it is what he said in Kosi. It is purely racist.
But he didn't just talk about Africa. He talked about South America.
No, let me pick from where we are coming from. As an African, you don't say that to us. You don't say that to us at all. Why? Because what are you saying? Look at the team you are even coaching. The squad when they are celebrating.
No, that's the
Italy game.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So they got Gattuso.
You see, Gattuso, look at the team you have. Mancini, Bastoni, Di Marco, I love my life. De Lorenzo, Politano, Locatelli, Barella, Frattesi. And you can't win against Norway. How? There's no way you can do this to them. Italy.
Boss, there's no way you can win against Norway.
No, even look at his face. Wicked man when he was playing. Now I'm saying wicked things. Don't say this to Africa. Respect us. That means you're a racist, Loki. You don't say this to us. Like, what do you mean? Even if you explain yourself so well and compared back then to now, you've also grown. Now you are coaching in modern times. Don't say this. Let your coaching reflect your big words that you want to say. Because you've taken so many jobs, you are failing. I don't wish that for any coach. Coaching is difficult. But walk the talk, man. Don't chat big and give bad performances. First of all, I even blame the Italian FA for even appointing him because he's not fit for this job. Italy were going through a transition after they won the Euros. They were in trouble with the pool of talent they had. And the league was affecting the national team. So you don't go for this man to coach you. He's like emotional. He will fight with players. Tactics is average. Everything is average for now. Give him a team in the Serie C, Serie B. Let him go and start again.
Should they have at least tried from Carlo Ancelotti their own?
Easy. Come back home. And you see, it is affecting Italian football. It's affecting the Italian league. Gattuso, you don't tell Africa this. He should come and even apologize. Yes, come and say sorry for what you said. And you see, even when he said to the South Americans, they're also, coming back at him. I've seen Martinez's speech. It is bad. He didn't talk well. He's a below average coach. That I hope, with time he will improve. Or you see, like Frank Lampard did. Lampard started big. Lampard was bold because in his boldness he was learning. Took jobs that were bigger than him, but now he has learned. Gattuso, you can go back to the Serie B. You can go and take Como when Fabregas leaves and start from there. Don't laugh, man. Start from somewhere because you're taking jobs that are bigger than you.
Yeah.
No, you can't coach this team.
Anyway, Kelvin.
So to end everything I'm saying, before you go and bash Gattuso, let's assess ourselves as Africans and blame those who are not helping us to get there to the semis and the finals, because the World Cup preparation starts from right after the winner. The next World Cup began when Argentina Messi left the trophy. People have been preparing. What were you doing? You were eating money. You were chopping your FIFA money. Some will go just pull the tanks and just be there. Some will go and it's bad. So we should look at ourselves. What can we do as Africans? Take a leaf from what Morocco is doing and apply it to ourselves. And probably we won't have somebody like Gattuso
coming to say what he wants. I'll come to you. Let me take Kelvin's thoughts.
Okay.
And then I'll come to you.
Yeah, so the thing with Gattuso is that we have to be looking at the perspective here. He's speaking out of pain, obviously. But when you look at the World Cup qualifications as well, you see, you said 16 slots for UEFA. 16 slots, and Africa has 9. So if
at least 9.
At least 9.
Yeah.
And then according to the United Nations, there are 44. I stand corrected, 44 countries in Europe. As more, but according to UEFA nations, 44 countries. And in Africa, it's about 54.
57 or 58, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, so you have 54 in your country. You've been given 16 slots. Now let's take out what UEFA has already done in the competition. 44 countries, 16 slots. 57, like you're saying, 9 slots. Who should be complaining here? And then we look at the World Cup.
Okay, Africa has 54 countries.
It's 54 countries.
CAF. Yes, 54
CAF.
members, yeah.
54 members. So the World Cup itself, the number of the European teams that have won it, it's only 5 European teams that have won it. England has one, and then the rest have multiple. So the top 5 European leagues, all those countries, they have won the World Cup. So, and the way FIFA has also done the qualification, they've made it in such a way that all these 5 have been given an opportunity to advance smoothly. They give you a group
so
where
UEFA 2 is 44. So that's less than Africa. So Africa should ideally have more slots.
You understand? And then the way they've apportioned the groupings is like when you are Italy, you will not get in another big team in your group. The team on the FIFA rankings is obviously lower than you, so you have a higher chance of qualifying. You've been given, there's a lot of groups. Just be top your group. In that Italy group, I was only Norway standing in their way. You can't beat Norway. Norway beat Italy twice. At least just win one of the games. You know, if Italy had won just one against Norway, they would have qualified. Just one of the games, because they won all their games. They only lost to Norway. So if you win Norway once, then you would have qualified automatically. So it was Gennaro Gattuso's fault as well. And let's not shy away from saying that this Italian team has degraded. The quality has degraded. The players that played in the Euro 2021 are not the same players right now. The system has changed. You don't have Chiesa anymore. He's not on the top of his game. He's now trying to come back. They don't have a quality. Okay, they do. Retegi is a good striker, but you can't rely on Retegi all the time. Moiskin has been very good, but he's not giving enough goals. He just scores like when he goes to the national team, 1 or 2 goals is off. 1 or 2 goals is off. You can't. Haaland is banging in 2 goals every game. You can't be doing that. You're competing against Norway over here. So Gennaro Gattuso has to look at all these things. And then the African team, you see, he said Africa has to get a limited slot over there. It has to be less than 9. And I'm also saying that the African teams, it's not just what we've done at the World Cup. Yeah, the highest point you've reached is a semi-final, yes. But in terms of what we've played amongst ourselves on the continent, the FIFA rankings as well is in our favor. If you take out the top 5 European countries, those below, there are some countries like notable mentions, the Norways, the Denmarks, those other ones in the middle. They are also qualified to go into the World Cup. But those below, when you look at the African teams coming inside, they don't deserve a slot. They don't deserve a slot more than the African teams that are going into the World Cup. So you are not supposed to be saying this. We were here that a few years ago, Algeria went 35 games unbeaten. Their record was broken by Argentina, who bettered it by just 1 or 2 wins. It was like 37, Argentina's winning streak. So all these are contributing to our number of slots. It's not just our performance at the World Cup. It has to do with FIFA rankings as well. So the FIFA rankings will also give us how we should arrange our groupings. That's why we get all these countries going into the World Cup. And I can tell you for a fact that the 9 teams that are going into the World Cup from Africa, if you take out those 5 European teams that have won the World Cup, the 5 European, they can fairly compete with the rest. So you shouldn't write them off. What Gattuso said was out of pain. I'm sure if on another day he'll say something different. With South America, 6 slots, there are not enough South American teams. They are not CONMEBOL is not more than 10 if I'm right. It's not more than 10. So 6 slots is kind of good, because you can't give them 9 slots. They have to fight for it. 6 slots is fair enough. Just 4 teams missing out. If it's 10 countries, it's fair enough. What he said that we should reduce it for CONMEBOL as well is flawed, because CONMEBOL has 3 World Cup winners in there, and their performances has been very good. The countries that have not won it, when they come inside, they've also proved themselves to be a good nation. So what Gattuso is saying is purely out of pain. We shouldn't just consider it as something that he said to console himself and the Italian national team.
Andante. Elikem is itching. He has things to say.
But I have a few things to say that, so I don't even have a lot to say about it.
Andante. Calvin said, listen, Gattuso is just pained. But then again, some African people said, listen, Charlie, you guys, you've been there, seen it, done that, but have nothing to show for your World Cup appearances. They even went as far as saying, listen, they feel Africa has a mental block when it comes to the World Cup. There's that belief that an African team will not win the World Cup anytime soon. First of all, is there any mental block in that regard? And if there is a subtle one, why is it there?
I think that it has something to do with our introduction into the World Cup. when you started, you mentioned our participation in the World Cup since its inception, and you could see we started from 1, and then we blanked for some 3 or 4 editions before we started.
For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 editions,
We were not part of the World Cup
was
for
no
6
African
editions.
team, yeah.
So that is like 24 years. No Africa. At that time, African Cup of Nations were going on. Black Stars was winning Africa Cup of Nations back to back around that same period. And sometimes we are here and we talk about some of the Gen Zs pose the question. We say Abedi was good. Oh, we go back and we mention the lives of the Infuns, and then they are like, we do say these guys were good, these men were good. How is it that they could not qualify for the World Cup? And this is the reason. We were so limited.
Africa had one slot.
Had just one slot. A country, a continent over 50 countries had just one slot at the World Cup.
I wonder how they even came by that slot back in the day.
Exactly. So these things will play an impact. Let's not forget, when they started the World Youth Championships and even the Under-17 tournaments, Africa was dominating. They say, we do some age cheating and all that, but we take it serious. It's not that the likes of England and Go are not taking this serious. But when they introduced us, when they involved us, we were taking it serious. And then we got our mojo around these kind of tournaments, and we started winning them. Look at our performance in the Olympics. Black Stars winning bronze in the Olympic football tournament.
Black Meteors,
sorry. The Eagles also winning. I think they claimed silver.
In the 90s, the Black Stars won bronze in Barcelona.
Cameroon.
We call them Super Eagles. They won the gold in Atlanta. Then Cameroon won gold in Sydney.
You get it? Because we were involved. So that the work, I think FIFA had really done us a little bit. They've not really done as good because we were not part of the World Cup in this session. That has affected our performance. And now it looks like we are now growing into the tournament. If the whole of Africa has about 5 big teams, more than 10 teams performing in the African continent in our AFCON, and then we get only one representing that, it will definitely affect our output.
Up until 1994, we only had 2. So we had 1 in 70, 1 in 74, 1 in 78. Then 82, we had 2.
I would want to know
86, 2.
I would want to know our participation in the World Cup as against Asia. I would want to know how it was pegged. Looking at how we perform on the continent.
Okay, I'll check that for you. Even in USA 94, we only had 3.
Exactly. So it's not really our fault. We have the evidence, like I've mentioned, the kind of tournaments we have performed in. We have the evidence to show that these tournaments that we were actually involved, we showcased our talents, and that the African teams are also a force to reckon with. But back to the Gattuso matter. To be honest, I don't really see anything wrong with what he said.
Okay, so I found the data for you. For Asian teams, 1930 there was none. 1934 there was none. Then in 1938, at the time, the Dutch East Indies, as it was called, represented Asia. In 1954 there was none. No, 1950 there was none. 54, South Korea. 58, 62, none. 66, there was North Korea. 70, Israel, they're representing Asia.
Okay.
Then in 74, none. 78, Iran. 82, Kuwait.
Okay.
Then that's one. So up until 86, they had 2 slots. 1990, 2 slots. And 94, 2 slots. Then from 2002, all the way up to 2014, they had only 4 slots. Then in 2018 and 2022, in 2018 they had 4 slots, no 5. In 2022, because of Qatar, they had 6 slots.
You see.
Then now they are going to also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 9.
Exactly. So it looks like they have a similar ordeal like ours, and I'm happy that we took our chance in the nation of Morocco. Morocco actually attributed to our slots increase, even though the teams are going to be increasing in the 2026 World Cup. But I think Morocco's performance affected our coefficient, and that we got more teams being added, more slots being added for CAF in the qualification, and that has helped us. Imagine now Morocco helps us. We get, instead of 5, now we have 9. Definitely there will be some 2 teams within the 9 that will push into the semi-finals. It's likely, it can happen. And that is how teams are going to perform. That is how so all this while the World Cup has been, it's no surprise that we have had Europe and South America winning the World Cup, because they are the ones who have been given the challenge. So who much has been given, much is definitely going to be expected. So I don't want to even blame anything on inferiority complex or mental block on this particular issue. Africa has proven on several occasions on the Olympic, whether it is athletics or whether it is boxing, we have proven on several occasions that when we are given the chance, we will definitely explore and we are going to expose our talent. That is what we've been doing. On Gattuso's issue, I want to talk about Gattuso's issue. I really don't think some people are saying it's race. I don't think it was really a matter of racism. It was just like Eric Chile saying Congo was using voodoo in the penalty shootout. When someone is, most coaches do that. They just find each and every reason to blame. We have coaches who blame their grass, the field they played on and all that. I don't think it has something to do with racism and I think the headlines that were going up were more of, he was misquoted. Because people were saying Gattuso claimed that Africa should not have 9 slots, which wasn't so. He just made the case that initially Africa had lesser slots than now, and back then Europe had the best runner-up in Europe was able to qualify, and things have changed now. And according to what you read, he said things. It is not. He doesn't want to sound controversial, but the reality is it is difficult, and it's true. It's difficult. Imagine being the best runner-up to qualify, and then now the best runner-up no go qualify in your continent. It is the truth. He is saying the truth. It is difficult. Things have changed, but he has to adapt to the change. Because if you have 16 teams from your continent qualify and then you couldn't make it, you really have your own self to be blamed. And I expect the last tournament, the last World Cup tournament, Italy didn't qualify in spite of all the conditions that are not happening now, the absence of the current conditions that Italy has now, Europe has now. All those circumstances were not present in the previous World Cup tournament, but Italy still couldn't qualify. So there's something particularly affected. Since they won the Euros, since they won their last Euros, they have not made any proper incursions in even continental football. The recent Euro, they didn't play any promising football. And now this particular World Cup qualification. So it is time for them to sit back and then look at what's really going wrong in their nation. Because the Azuris in Europe, they are the team I support a lot. And I'm surprised that things are happening this way. And then he's now grabbing straws and saying Africa now has 9 slots, and then it's difficult. And so what? Find the reason. You're a coach. Find the reason behind that, and then get a solution. Norway and Co are qualifying after all these years, and you are Italy. You are complaining that Africa has 9 slots. That one day, no.
Elikem, you've had a lot on your heart. Pour it out.
You say few.
I don't know if you can read the Gattuso statement again for me.
I'll get it.
Break it down.
I'll get it for you.
Like Code Mickey.
He said, in my day, okay, so reflecting on the shifting structure of World Cup qualification since his playing days, Gattuso complained that Europe's path has become unfair. Pointing directly to the rise in African representation for 2026.
Bro, how can you see this?
He went on. No, I'm coming. In my day, this is a quote. In my day, the best runners-up went straight to the World Cup. He said, in 1990 and 1994, there were 2 African teams. I don't think even that was accurate. In 1994, there were 3, if I'm not mistaken. There were 2 African teams. Now there are 9. It's not a controversy, but it creates difficulties.
Okay. I have a friend who says something. I have a friend called Prince. He says something. He says, look, we sometimes say everyone is entitled to their own opinion. He said he disagrees. You are not entitled to your own opinion. You are entitled to your own informed opinion. You understand? What Gattuso said reeks of racism and discrimination.
Exactly.
It's an unfortunate statement. I won't lie. And it shows how archaic he is
You see, in a world where we are fighting to do away with discrimination and all these things that are inhuman and hammering our football, this kind of statement set us back. So for Gattuso, I want to say this: some of what he's saying is even not true. For example, if you say Africa getting 9 slots makes it difficult for Europe, I don't see the correlation, because it's not like the tournament is still consisting of 32 teams and slots have been moved from Europe to Africa. The tournament has been expanded, and you see, when the decision to expand the World Cup to 48 teams was made, it was for these reasons: to get other teams in Africa and other places who did not have enough slots the opportunity to present more teams. So this is in no way affecting the number of slots Europe has. In fact, Europe's slots have increased also.
Even though they have less number of countries.
You see, in 2022, Europe, those playing in the playoffs would have to play 2 games to qualify for the World Cup. Now, in this year, when the draw is made on Thursday, I think the European for the European playoffs, they only play 1 game in March and they qualify. I think it's 1 home and away game, 1 game home and away, and they qualify. So you see, even that alone tells us that the path to Europe is no more difficult than it was. In fact, it's even become easier. They've reduced the number of games the playoffs you have to play in playoffs to qualify. So even for Gattuso, had it been 2022, we would have faced a more tougher task to qualify, because now Italy have qualified for the playoffs. So he would have faced a much tougher task. So that statement is not true. Aside it reeking of racism and all that, it's unfortunate and it's a lie. It's not difficult. You can actually qualify.
It's not just being overly sentimental because Italy have to go and play in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think Africa was the easy target for him. But you see,
and even South America, he said, South America have 6 spots out of 10 nations.
Exactly. So I don't know why. I don't know what.
So does he want them to have 3?
I don't know where you got that inaccurate information from, that the second runner-up qualifies in Europe. No. It's not always the case. And let's not forget, the qualifying series, the qualifying methods, they vary from tournament to tournament. The qualifying method that was used for Africa this year wasn't the same used in 2022. You understand? And on the flip side, from an African point of view, it's time for us to justify our slots. We've been calling for this, or we've been calling for this since. But there's a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing about the African participation in the World Cup is that anytime the slots are increased, over time we see improvements. So in 1990, that was when an African team made it to the quarterfinal the first time. That was Cameroon. We had 2 slots. When the slots got increased to 5 in 94, I think it was it 94, 98 or 2002, when the slots got increased, we got in the next 3 tournaments, an African team made it to the quarterfinals. 2006 it was Ghana making it to the round of 16. But then in 2002 Senegal made it to the quarterfinals, and in 2010 Ghana again made it to the quarterfinals. So when the slots got increased to 5, we got an African team making it out of the group stage in 3 consecutive tournaments. Then in 2014, we got an African team again making it to the round of 16 in Nigeria. In 2018, I think Nigeria again made it. Then in 2022, we got 2 African countries making it to the round of 16. Nigeria and that was Senegal and Morocco making it to the round of 16. Morocco going on to make it to the semi-finals. Now we've had the slots increase to 9. We need to see more African countries making it out of their group. Now, for the reasons why more African countries haven't been making it out of their group, there have been several. Sometimes it's the lack of the draw.
But if you look at the teams going, if you look at the teams going, would you put your head on the guillotine for any of them?
I would like to see the draw come out.
Morocco, Tunisia.
on December 5 the draw will be out, and that draw will tell us a lot, because some of these African teams not making it out. Some of it has to do with the draw, because let's not forget in 2006 Cote d'Ivoire was dealt with a tough draw of playing as debutants. They were supposed to go through Netherlands and Argentina to get out of their group. Ghana had Czech Republic and Italy. Togo, I think, had Brazil, and Togo had Portugal and one other country, I've forgotten.
Czech Republic was second in the world at that time.
And exactly. So you see, most of the times the African teams get tougher draws, but there have been some cases where you cannot make excuses. There were no excuses for African countries, and they should have done better. Case in point, in 2014 for Cote d'Ivoire, losing to Greece in that last game of the group stages was just poor. Was just poor of them. They should have made it out of that group. I dare say in 2014 Ghana should have made it out of the group. In 2018, I dare say again, Ghana should have made it out of the group, because we were facing a Uruguay team that wasn't as good as they used to be, a South Korea team that we beat. So there are some cases where you can look at the draw and say, oh, this is a tough draw for them, so you can excuse them for that. But in some of the cases, they didn't play well and they could have done better. But now, for years, Africa has been fighting for participation. They've been fighting for improved slots. They've got it now. So it's up to them to justify their slots at the World Cup. We need to see, at least, look at the others. In under 70, we had 4 countries coming out of the group stages. For the under 17s, for the under 17 and under 20s, we always do well. But for now, it is important, and it is on the onus is on Africa to prove and justify the slots, and the only way they can do that is by at least qualifying out of the group stages. So I'll be watching keenly the draw on December 5, and I pray the African teams get how do you call it? Get favorable draws, so they can make it out of the group stages.
But why do you think they need favorable draws to get out of it? Is it
Everyone needs favorable draws.
Is it because there's a gulf in quality between the African teams?
No. It's not like, you see.
I mean, if you are worth your salt, you should be able to play against anybody and everybody.
That's a simplistic way of putting it, question. Even the big teams would like favorable draws.
Is that too?
I don't think England would want to if there were no seedings. If there were no seedings, in the case where there were no seedings, I don't think England would have loved to face Brazil. Okay, now that this is a better example. I doubt many teams in Pot 1 would want to face Norway. You understand? I doubt many teams in Pot 1 would want to face Norway.
Because
you understand? So when I say every team wants favorable draws, of course, no one wants a tough draw. Everyone wants an easy road to the final.
So it means there are some teams in the World Cup.
Look, in a tournament, because in a tournament, the pathway is as important as your quality, as the quality of your team. And let me make this final example that you will be comfortable with. Do you think if Chelsea had not had that, Chelsea's easy pathway to win the Club World Cup didn't count in them winning it? So
are you saying that the teams they face were not doing deserve?
I'm saying if Chelsea had faced better teams, the probability of them winning it would have been lower.
I mean, you could say the same thing about when Chelsea won the Champions League. They face a lot of tough teams.
But then again,
they still won it.
The Champions League is a better example. You think you look at.
I mean, they had to face Napoli. They had to face Barcelona.
You look at Chelsea's part in 2012.
Yeah.
In 2012. You look at their path. You look at PSG's path. You look at Arsenal's path, for example, in the Champions League last year. Do you think Arsenal wouldn't have loved to face an Aston Villa in the quarterfinals? But they had to face Madrid and PSG. But you see, that's the point I'm making.
The same Aston Villa prevented Arsenal from winning the league.
That's the thing. Like, no, you're making a. I mean,
all I'm trying to say.
What I'm saying is this: the pathway in a tournament is very, very important, and let's not discount it. So when I call for favorable draws, when I call for a favorable pathway, it's in point. Because all these accounts, like I said, you don't look to win a tournament or to win a trophy. It's not only about the quality of your team. You need these little things to go your way, and this is part of it.
Anyway, this is part